Blackstone-Millville Regional High School Marching Band. The small-town band with a big-time sound marches in the 60th Annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Hello everyone, I'm Mary Lou Palumbo, and I recently had the pleasure of accompanying the Charger Band to New York for its performance in the 60th Annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Marching in the Big Apple culminated months of preparation, but prior to New York, the band already had a very impressive history, which is obvious by looking inside this glass case. And it's this history, combined with the band's talent, charisma, and good looks, that attracted NBC representatives. This isn't just any practice for the BMR Band. In September, NBC representatives came to town to make all the final arrangements for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. There were over 350 entries from across the country. The BMR Band was one of 13 bands chosen, and the only band chosen from New England. Why were they selected?
Found out to be a very fine, good band, very well qualified, and represented at this time the best of their state.
Personally, as I look for a versatility, I'm not a musician, but I look for that sense of flair and style that is exciting for our viewers.
How did the students feel about this?
Oh, I think they're pretty excited.
Band director Tom Hesney agrees.
Oh, the whole band's very excited about doing this. We're really proud of the opportunity of being able to participate in this activity, yeah.
What did you have to do to enter?
Well, we had to send a videotape of the band, pictures of the new uniforms we just received. We sent a cassette recording of the band, and we also gave them our history. The band right now is the 6-time state Massachusetts champion, and they won the New England Championship the last 2 out of 3 years.
The past few years have been very rewarding for this band. Senior members said marching in the parade would be a great way to end their high school careers.
Great to have to go to Macy's in New York, and then in the spring we'll be going to Florida for another trip. So it's a great way to end my senior year.
It feels really good to go to Macy's and lead the band there. It's really a great feeling.
What does a drum major do?
A drum major leads the band. She conducts the band. She'll bring the band in and on the field to competitions, and directs the band.
What will you be doing in parade formation?
I'll be conducting the band in the front, and when they move into their form, all the drum majors will move in the front, and then we move back into the form.
What does this mean to you personally?
It means a lot. It's a really great feeling. It's kind of special, to end off your marching career like this, in high school. It's like topping on the cake, It's really fun.
I think you'll enjoy the parade. It's you'll be coming down. You'll pass all the way down through Times Square, and we're going to have a camera this year in Times Square too. And then you will come down to where you'll be seen in Herald Square in front of Macy's. I don't think you should be too nervous if you happen to be out of step, because not only your mothers will see you, but another 80 million people, so don't be nervous. Pat Sajak, again, will be our host. We hope to have the Rockettes again this year. Anyway, we're very happy to have you here. We're looking forward to being with us on Thanksgiving and representing the future of America. So thanks a lot. We'll see you on Thanksgiving.
Well, it wasn't long before the day before Thanksgiving arrived, and it was time to leave for New York.
Bus one driver will tell you where the luggage goes and how.
5 buses full of students, teachers, parents, and guests were finally on their way. Everyone was excited.
What does this trip mean to you?
Great honor, because it'll be my last trip because I'm a senior, so Really, it's exciting to go out to New York for marching this kind of a parade.
It's just a real honor. I'm happy to be able to come back.
Did the band go on trips when you were in high school?
Yeah, I've been to Florida and Washington with the band.
What do you think of the Blackstone-Millville High School band?
The champions. They're great. They really are.
Solid as a rock.
Been one of the best points of my life.
Shortly after we left, it started to rain. Some people decided to relax. But the truth is, they were too excited to sleep because it wasn't long before they started singing New York, New York.
Way better than they can sing.
There was a lot to do when we arrived. Everyone checked in, had dinner, and then it was time to make all the final preparations.
There's no room for anybody not knowing what's going on, okay? Okay, first of all, we're going to have the kids the wake up will be 2:45 in the morning. Following the wake up, they are to come down with a uniform, their instrument in their case, and juice available in the conference room where we were before today. John, will that room be available at that particular time? So we have a key to it?
I'm not sure.
Also, tomorrow morning when we get up for our orange juice, I have a tub full of orange juice.
No shower for you.
No shower. Don't get near me tomorrow morning. No. I could have maybe a couple of you guys come down and help tomorrow morning. Come down to my room and grab the orange juice at 3.
Now I want to leave at 4 o'clock. We'll be, our warm-up and tune-up probably will be down around the corner from where they're doing the rehearsals. That's what I'm hoping to be able to do. And it'll be a very limited amount of time to do that.
The lights went out at 11 p.m., but it was only a few hours later when wake-up calls began.
It's time to get up, ladies. Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, wake-up call. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, yeah.
It was time to get dressed in the band's attractive new uniforms. Once everyone was dressed, the band and company were treated to orange juice and donuts. Before long, the plumes were in place, and it was time to tune up under the city's streetlights.
The activity here begins long before the parade actually starts. In fact, the Chargers were up at 3 a.m. and they're here now at Herald Square preparing for the cameras. Dick Schneider says one more time.
This was the Chargers' last chance to get it right. Even the celebrities were up early preparing. The next time around would be the actual performance.
It wasn't long before the sun came out and the BMR Band was heading to the parade start. Soon everyone was standing by, waiting to line up.
Paul, we're finally here. How does it feel?
Feels great to be here. We've been up for, it seems like 24 hours, but we're here. We just found out that we have about an hour to go, and the kids are ready. We're ready to go and perform perform for the people here in New York, and hope that all the people back home enjoy our show, because we're doing it for the folks here, but most of all for all our friends and families back home in Blackstone and Millville. So we're going to, do the best we can.
One thing I noticed in this trip is that the students really look up to you to get their spirits up. How do you do it?
Good job. It's nothing really. There's no secret to it. I'm a firm believer in being honest with the kids, being up front, tell them how good they are when they are good, how bad they are when they are bad, and to be honest and upfront with them, and the kids can understand that, and they respect me for that, and I in return respect them, and I love them very much. They're a bunch of great kids.
But how does it finally feel to be here?
It's a relief, because all the work you put into it, you finally can see the end, and the excitement's high. We're really happy about it. And since I do the arranging of most of the music, it's just good to hear and play it on national TV.
Now, we were out here early this morning before sunrise practicing. How do you think that rehearsal went?
Well, especially since we found out when we went through it the first time, we were a little bit short on the star, so we got to correct that. So we get all the kinks are out, so we're ready now.
You think they're ready?
Oh, definitely, no doubt about it.
One of the unsung heroes behind this fantastic experience with the Blackstone Chargers is got to be B. Deschamps. This woman is such a hard worker. I've been here with the band for 2 days, and you are responsible for absolutely everything. How do you do it?
A lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of years in. You get to know it by heart after a while. I mean, it's automatic. And I've got a lot of great chaperones helping. And it's been fantastic. The help has been great. The students have been pretty great. I mean, I think they were so anxious for this parade that I think they were working more or less on nerves and on energy. And now that they're here, now that they've performed this morning, I think it really means that we're here, we're going to do it, and we're going to show Blackstone and Millville that we can do it.
You know, B, I think you'd like to know this. Early this morning, I was talking to one of the students, and he said, you know what, Mary Lou, no one could ever fill B's shoes. How do you feel about that?
Great. I'll tell you, after all these years, after 6 years, I mean, I think you grow up with these kids. And it comes to the point where I have a son in the band, and to me, they're all my children. I mean, they're super. They're really super. You know, if I need anything done, I'll say, hey, guys, come on, let's pitch in. And they're right there.
Now you can sit back and relax and watch them.
I am going to, and be very proud of them.
It was now getting closer and closer to parade time, so we decided to check back with the band.
Well, here we are. It's almost time. How do you feel?
Nervous, real nervous. It's like a whole mess of adrenaline flowing inside, and I don't know, they say it's cold, but you get really steamed up and hot when you're out there.
Scared. I don't believe that we're here, that we're finally here. It's like I've been waiting for this day for like a couple months. It's great.
Russ, any last words?
Only thing is we hope we have a good parade and everybody has a good time, because we work so hard for this. We should have a good time, and the kids should too.
Tom, how do you feel now? We're actually here. What's going through your mind?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think that we have one last logistical hassle right now where the girl left the banner on the band bus. But once we straighten that out, we're all set.
2.5 miles later, the Charger Band reached Herald Square.
Next up in our parade, one of New England's outstanding bands here from Blackstone, Massachusetts. Coming up, the Blackstone-Millville Charger Marching Band under the direction of Thomas R. Hesney.
It was hard to believe it was over, but one thing for sure, the BMR Chargers certainly made their mark in New York. It was a performance they were proud of and one they will never forget.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Now it was time to pack up the balloons and have a little fun. The band had a busy itinerary, which included a trip to the Statue of Liberty. On the ferry, we talked to Ed Parker, the band's logistics coordinator.
And exactly what is your responsibility with the band?
I'm what you might call a logistics coordinator. My job primarily is to make sure the band gets where it's going with all the equipment it has to have.
How long have you been with the band?
17 years since they formed.
You must have a lot of stories to tell. Share one of them with us.
I think the one I remember the most, of course, would be the first big activity. That was in Washington in 1975, where we ran into a real unexpected cold spell. The weather was so cold that our girls, we wore boots at the time, the vinyl froze and literally cut their legs like little razor blades. But the kids were so hyped about marching and were doing such a good job, they refused to come out of the line. Our nurse asked them, pull them out, no, fix up their legs. No way. They stayed right in line. They finished the parade, and of course we won the championship that year down there. But I can still remember those kids going down the street with their boots about a quarter inch of blood in them. I think that perhaps infected me the most about this organization. The kids are very dedicated to the job. Once we get past a little bit of horseplay, they really know their job. They're excellent. For the parents who might hear this, you've got a swell bunch of kids. It's been a lot of fun working with them.
Now, the rumor is that you're going to be retiring. Is that true?
Well, let's say semi-retirement, okay? My official position with the band, I won't be doing that anymore, but I'll always be available when needed to help out or whatever. It's just that the time aspect, that so much time is involved. I don't have the time now. And if I feel personally, if I can't do the job the way it should be done, then let someone else step in and do it. I'll still be, my association is not ended, not by a long shot. But as far as the official title part of it, yes.
If there was one thing that you would like to say to these kids, what is it?
You do a fine job. I get a little choked up about it at times. I also do a lot of yelling at them, but I think that for the most part I'd say to them that they represent a very fine program. They represent a very fine community. and just keep up the good work.
During our tour of the Statue of Liberty, it was obvious that this organization consists of more than band members, they're also friends.
Respect them, and I love them very much. They're a bunch of great kids.
And to me, they're all my children. I mean, they're super. They're really super. You know, if I need anything done, I'll say, hey, guys, come on, let's pitch in.
They're really excited.
The tour of the Statue of Liberty concluded the three-day trip. Now it was time to head home. On the way home, Tom Hesney evaluated the band's performance.
I thought the kids did really, really well. They performed to their ability, and I felt really good about it, yes.
What did you think of that early morning rehearsal?
That was exciting. That was, for us, the eye-opener of the day. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we turned that corner and it was just 1,000 lights looking at us, and it was just an incredible sight. The kids really reacted to it, very apprehensive at first, and then they settled down and they did really well in the rehearsal.
What was going through your mind during the actual performance?
I was just hoping for them that they did a nice job for themselves, you know, and this is an opportunity for them to really, you know, display their ability, and it worked out really well. I thought the kids did really, really good.
When the band arrived in town, it received a hero's welcome. A fire and police escort led the parade of buses back to the school. Proud parents, friends, and school officials were on hand to welcome everyone home. The school grounds were decorated with balloons, streamers, and signs that said it all. The BMR Band is #1.
Well, as you have seen, it takes a lot more than talent to be #1. It takes dedication, hard work, good leadership, and parental support. It truly is a team effort. I'm Mary Lou Palumbo. Thank you for watching.